Hey guys, Undefeated Locals, and welcome to our Battle Spirit Saga How to Play video. Battle Spirit Saga is a fast-paced 1v1 trading card game featuring ferocious beasts, mechs, dragons, demons, and penguins? As with most Bandai games, the cards come in several colors, though unlike other games like One Piece or Digimon, you can play with any number of colors within your deck. Decks are minimum 50 cards, and you can include up to 4 copies of most cards in your deck. Make sure to check the banned and restricted lists online regularly if you plan to play at competitive events. You will also need tokens to play this game. Each starter deck comes with a few plastic tokens that you can use, and booster packs come with a single card token in the back. It's recommended to have 1 soul core and 30 normal cores. Your cores are both your resources for playing cards as well as your life total. You will start the game with 5 normal cores in your life pool, 1 soul core in your reserve, and 3 normal cores in your reserve. Mechanically, your soul core counts as a normal core. You can use it for anything you could use a normal core for. Some effects will specify the soul core is needed, however, and only the soul core can be used in these cases. Taking damage moves cores from your life pool into your reserve. Paying costs moves cores from your reserve or the field into the trash. Cores in your trash cannot be used again until they are moved back into your reserve during the refresh step. Your extra cores remain unusable in the void until they are brought into play through various gameplay mechanics. Before the game begins, you determine who will select starting player. This can be done by die roll, rock, paper, scissors, or whatever method you agree upon. After this is done, both players draw their opening hand of 4 cards, and then the deciding player chooses whether they want to go first or second. After the starting player is decided, the person going first will decide if they wish to mulligan or not, and then the second player will also decide. If you mulligan, place your hand at the bottom of your deck, draw 4 more cards, then shuffle your deck. If you decide not to mulligan, however, you will keep your hand and draw 1 extra card. Each turn is broken up into 7 steps: the start step, core step, draw step, refresh step, main step, attack step, and end step. The player going first skips their core step and attack step for the first turn. The start step is mostly just indicating the start of a turn. Several card effects may trigger during this step, but no other significant core gameplay mechanic happens during this step. During the core step, you place a core from the void into your reserve. This step is skipped for the first player's first turn. During the draw step, you draw 1 card from your deck. During the refresh step, you refresh any exhausted units and return all cores from your trash to your reserve. During the main step, you may play cards, place bursts, and move cores around as you see fit. During the attack step, you may declare attacking spirits one at a time. However, the first player does not get to declare attacks during their first turn. Flash effects may be played during the attack step when an attack is declared or when a block is declared. The defending player always gets the first opportunity to play flash effects. Flash effects may be played until both players skip their flash steps simultaneously. The end step is much like the start step in that it is just a declaration of the end of step. Some effects may trigger here, but most significant gameplay mechanics do not occur here. In order to play a card, you must have a number of resources either in your reserve or on the field to pay its cost. Each card has a cost in the top left corner. Many cards also have a reduction next to this cost, represented by a number of colored symbols next to the cost. Many cards will also have a colored symbol in the bottom right corner of the card. This symbol signifies that it contributes to a card's reduction. So to determine the overall cost of a card, you take its cost, subtract the number of reduction symbols you have on the field up to the card's maximum reduction, and that is the end cost of the card. There are 3 card types in Battle Spirit Saga: Spirits, Nexuses, and Magic. Spirits are your units. They are how you deal damage to your opponent and block their incoming attacks. Nexuses are persistent buffs that you can trigger. Magic have effects that last for a specified duration or create instant effects. When summoning spirits, you must also have a core in your reserve or on the field that you can place on it when summoned. A spirit with no cores is automatically destroyed. Spirits destroyed by their controller when they do not have cores on them do not trigger their when destroyed effects. Spirits will often have several levels displayed on their card. Level 1 is always 1 core, but to reach higher levels of power and abilities, you will need to place a number of cores on the spirit equal to the number next to the level of power. Spirits all have a number of colored symbols in the right corner of the card. These symbols add to the reduction of that color. So red symbols will count towards red card reductions, purple for purple card reductions, and so on. Nexuses often do not require cores to remain on the field, though if they are not at the right level, you will miss out on certain powerful buffs and effects, so be smart about when you power these up and when you don't. Nexuses also have reduction symbols and are harder to destroy than creatures, usually, so they are most often used as static reduction symbols. Magic can turn the tides of battle. Magic cards have 3 play conditions. Burst effect cards can be placed in your burst zone during the main step. You may only have 1 burst card down at a time, but you can always discard your burst card in order to play a different one, if needed. Burst cards all have a trigger. When that trigger is met, you may play the burst without paying any costs. Many burst cards also allow you to activate other effects on the card by paying their costs normally. Reduction applies here as well. Main step magic can only be played during the main step, so be sure to take advantage of these before you start declaring attacks. Again, reduction applies on your magic as well. Flash step magic can only be played during the attack step, either after an attack is declared or after a block is declared, starting with the defending player. Again, reduction applies as normal. Remember, when playing magic cards, you can use resources from your reserve or from your field. Strategic use of cores is required for high-level competitive play. After you play out your main step cards, it is time to begin your attack step. To declare an attack, select one of your refreshed spirits, turn it sideways to exhaust it, and declare your attack. The attack's flash step occurs here. After this flash step, the defender declares if they are blocking by selecting one of their own refreshed spirits and exhausting it. Again, a flash step occurs. If an attack is blocked after all flash effects are resolved, the spirits compare battle power, or BP. If one BP is higher than the other, the spirit with the lower BP is destroyed. If the BP of both spirits are equal, both spirits are destroyed. In either case, the attack is blocked and no damage is dealt to the player. If an attack is unblocked, the defending player moves 1 core from their health to their reserve, and the attacker's attack phase continues. One new mechanic introduced is that a creature deals damage to the opponent's health equal to the number of symbols it has in the bottom right corner. A creature with 1 symbol will take 1 life with an unblocked attack, and a creature with 2 will deal 2 damage with an unblocked attack. After all attacks are declared, the attacking player moves into their end step, and the defending player begins their start step and becomes the attacking player. The game ends when one player has their life reduced to 0. This is immediate, so effects that would recover 1 life do not have time to trigger if you reach 0. While Battle Spirit Saga is not the most complex game we play here at Undefeated at Locals, it is a fun game that can be picked up and played with very little effort. It is a game with a low skill floor and a high skill ceiling, allowing for pretty complex strategies and gameplay if you're feeling sweaty. Be sure to join the Discord where we'll play mini games just like this one. Thank you guys for joining. Peace.